papers now from Alison, who's joining us on set. Alison, you're starting in the UK. Papers reacting to the news. We brought it to you briefly in the news bulletin. Britain likely to use domestic COVID passports as it moves ahead with reopening.
Yes, a divisive measure. As we read on the front page of the Financial Times, it sees Boris Johnson on a crash course. Can't say that.
Got it there.
On a crash course with MPs from his own party. If you look at the Financial Times' headline there. Now, Johnson's government argues that it's right to give people a way to prove their virus status and to reassure businesses. But this measure and some of the others he announced is getting a lot of backlash from the right-wing press today. We can take a look. Hopefully at the front page of the Daily Mail. Their headline here, call this freedom. The paper is not only upset about what they call sinister and discriminatory vaccine passports, but also ongoing limits on foreign travel and twice-weekly COVID tests that would be distributed to all households. Now, those tests are the topic of today's cartoon by Morton Moreland for The Times. He depicts Boris Johnson here as one of those invasive cotton swabs. The text down at the bottom says it sticks in your throat, gets up your nose, and the result is that you are in his power. So we see a lot of fears about freedom being limited.
An even more painful PCR test there. Going to come to France for this next story. Papers are still buzzing about the viral report over the weekend about so-called clandestine dinners here in Paris.
That's right, Stuart. You see the tweet here, hopefully on your screens next. Sorry about this. Is from the station M6. This report that they tweeted over the weekend has been viewed over 3 million times. Wow. It shows people attending these fancy private dinners where they take off their masks and enjoy champagne and lobsters. To give you an idea, the cheapest menu costs 160 euros, which is actually more than the fine that most people would get if they went to one of these dinners. Now, French authorities are investigating claims that ministers participated in meals like this. The organizer who made that claim about the ministers later said that it was just a joke, but a lot of papers are not buying that. For L'Opinion, we can take a look at their front page here. Regardless of whether ministers participated, the damage they say is already done. The paper writes in their front page editorial that whatever the conclusions of this investigation, the judges of the internet have already made up their minds. The hashtags "We Want the Names" and "Eat the Rich" have been trending on social media. L'Opinion writes that the scandal has really shown the extent to which French society has become a cocotte minute, or a pressure cooker.
Alison and I both learning that new French word that we didn't know before. Alison, of course, always finishes the press review in her own style, and she's got another story to sum it all up for us, haven't you?
I guess this sums it. Is this supposed to sum it all up?
I think so, yeah.
I guess, yeah. It's about another hashtag that's trending on social media, which is Saccage Paris, which translates to trashed Paris or ransacked Paris. I guess, Stuart, we know how you feel about the city.
Yes.
Anyway, it was created by this Twitter account, Paname Propre, or Paris Clean. They've been retweeting images with this hashtag, like the one you see here, Paris streets covered in trash. Now, left-wing Libération has an interesting analysis about this hashtag today. They write that even if the hashtag's creator says that there's someone who's apolitical, well, the hashtag is really a godsend for Emmanuel Macron's party and for right-wing politicians, because by criticizing the state that Parisian streets are in, they're also really criticizing socialist Mayor Anne Hidalgo, who is very much expected to run for president in 2022. So this hashtag makes her look bad and makes right-wing and centrist politicians look a lot better.
What do you think? Is Paris dirty?
I don't think so. I mean,
There
it
are
depends.
bits that are,
There were
let's be
some
honest.
street cleaners who also didn't like this hashtag because they said that some of these pictures were taken early in the morning before they'd had a chance to clean.
Yes, exactly. There's always two sides to every coin, isn't there? Thank you very much. Alison Sargent with the papers on France 24.